and earned a place for themselves here this afternoon. I'm going to call on Mr. Carl Benz, our PTA President, to bring greetings at this time. He will be followed by Dijon and Company with their item. Let me ask them to get ready now. Mr. Benz.
Good afternoon, everyone. Everyone at the head team, Madam Principal, Mrs. Cross, and our chairperson, Mrs. Cottrell, students, awardees, and parents, as we are here reflecting on this theme of celebrating success. The reason we are here today is to celebrate the success of our children at this point along their journey. And I just want to take the opportunity to implore us as parents to continue to encourage our children as they do well. And even if they aren't sitting here, we should encourage them as they continue on the journey, because we are preparing them for the future. We are preparing them to be future leaders, future teachers, taxi drivers, whatever. We are preparing them, and we are preparing them to go a step beyond where we have gone. So let us just keep that in mind as we enjoy the success along the journey with them.
Thank you, Mr. Ben. Dijon and Company, please come. And as they come, let me say to you students and parents, I want you to stay attentive. Also, character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. And as parents, some of us, we want the children who are well behaved, and that's great. But we must also appreciate the little obstacles that they make and the little actions that they do sometimes that we don't approve of. But they are important in helping them to find themselves. So students, character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through the experience of trial and suffering can you be strengthened, your ambition inspired, and success achieved. So it's important for us to have some hard times. It's important that some of our tests are hard. It's important that we don't understand everything the first time that we look at it, because that's important for building our character. So students, when you're faced with challenges, it's a great opportunity for you to grow. You cannot grow if everything is in your hands reach. You never know how far you can reach if everything I want is right here. I would never know perhaps that I have a problem with my back unless I have to bend. So the challenges that we face are important in helping us to know who we are and helping us to be successful. Let's welcome Dijon and Company.
Good afternoon, parents, teachers, students, and staff. Good afternoon, teachers, and grandparents. This is my love. I found something that you can do. And if you listen well, here's to tell you you can do. Oh, a simple song, simple melody to remind you that you can be the greatest ever, defeated never. Even though sometimes you may lose, yes I can. You can do anything if you try. Train them as they go. Let them know that they can go far. Oh my brother, why do you wait? Now tomorrow just might be too late. For God gave the provision, made the decision. You can do all things through your faith. Yes, you can. You can do anything if you try. Just try. Yes, you can. But you have to believe and rely on what you have inside. You can make it through your trials, but your trials will just make you strong. You can do anything. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can do anything if I try. Just try. Yes, I can. But I have to believe and rely on what I have inside. I can make it through my trials, but my trials will just make me strong. I can do anything. Yes, I can. Can you believe it? I can. Can you achieve it? I can. Can you receive it? I can. Yes, I can do it. Can you believe it? I can. Can you achieve it? I can. Can you receive it? I can. Yes, I can do anything. No matter what, if you just conceive it. If you believe it, then you can achieve it. No matter what, if you just conceive it. If you believe it, then you can achieve it. No matter what, if you just conceive it. If you believe it, then you can achieve it.
Awesome. Parents, let me hear you show some great appreciation for that excellent performance. And there are two important things that were said. And I want the students to tell me what they think is meant when the song said, God gave the provision. Tell me something you think that God provided that would really be applicable today. I heard someone say, no, somebody saying it. Yes, God made the provision. He gave you a brain, didn't he? Did you all get a brain? Yes, man, that's the first provision. And then it said, you just have to make the decision. What decision would you have to make? Thank you. Who is that brilliant boy? Wow. OJ, I'm expecting better things from you after today. Right, OJ? Yes, God made the provision. He gave us a wonderful brain. And the decision is really ours, how we use it. Do you think that some people got a bigger brain with different parts? Additional parts? No. Nobody got any additional parts that you didn't get. And I'm not talking about if you have intellectual challenge. I'm talking about all the people who are considered normal. We all got the same brain with the same left side, right side. We've got, when you were in grade 3, you learned, I think, 3 parts. Yeah, man, we all got those. And it's about how we use them. So I want to encourage you to use your brain well. Some of us use our brains, but not for academics. We use our brain to try to get away from our academics. But I'm going to encourage you students, use your brain to do even better than you have been doing. Another thing the song said is that in order to succeed, we must first believe we can. Who are are the believers in here? Yes, we must believe, because no matter how much confidence someone else has in you, you have got to get some of that confidence so that it will encourage you to do the work. So believe, students and parents, that you can all succeed. At this time, I'm going to invite Mrs. Anderson, our principal, to introduce our guest speaker.
Alright, Mrs. Antoinette Cross is an active and faithful Christian, a member of the Church of the United Brethren in Christ in New Green. She serves as a board member, a financial secretary, member of the praise team, and she is also a part of the choir. She's a faithful wife, married to one, and a caring mother to 2 children. She works at the JMMB Group for almost 15 years, and she currently serves as the branch operations manager at the JMMB Bank in Mandeville. She sits on the board of Yabnel Care Center School, where she is director. She's a past student of Manchester High. She holds an associate degree in hospitality management, a bachelor's and master's degree in business administration. She's trained in conflict resolution, people management, public speaking, sales execution, and financial planning. She has passions. They are helping people to be their better selves, assisting people to create and execute financial goals. She also enjoys reading John Grisham novels. She sings and she watches TLC programs. Her next exciting thing to do is to visit Cuba. Please help me welcome Mrs. Antoinette Cross. PTA President Mr. Carl Bent, Chairperson Mrs. Heather Cottrell, Principal Mrs. Kate Anderson, other members of staff, parents, beautiful children, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miss Cross, and how are you?
I am very well. How are you? You're looking good. Are you good?
Yes, Miss.
That's really good to know. You know, when I was in school like you are, we didn't have these boasted prize-giving services. I remember when I was in grade 3, Miss Dwyer was my teacher, and at the end of the school year, she put up a cartridge paper at the side of the board that listed the scores for the entire exams that we did in descending order. My name was the second on the list, and I had a total score of 376 points. Glenford Morgan had 2 more points than me. How many points did he have? 378. I don't know why I remember that so vividly, but that is just one of my treasured moments in primary school. So hats off to Bellefield Primary and Infant, and to the organizers of this event. It is really good that, you know, we can stop and acknowledge you for the good work that you do, and we can today celebrate success. Now, what does celebrating mean to you? I need 2 persons to tell me. What is celebrating about?
Celebrating is about having fun.
It's about having fun. One more person, please. What is celebrating? What else? What is celebrating? It's about being patient. Are we celebrating today?
Yes.
Celebrating is giving appreciation in a fun and lively way.
Celebration is about giving appreciation in a fun and lively way. And basically, as no one says wrong, it is what you feel and what you think. But we're acknowledging significant accomplishments. So when you have your birthday, you have a celebration. When you win a prize, you have a celebration. And today we're talking about success. What is success? Anybody wants to guess what success is? life. And the truth is, basically, success is just really achieving something that you set out to achieve. And everybody's success can be different. Because my success can be to get 80% in science and yours can be to get 90. But it doesn't mean that because I get 80 and you get 90 that I am not successful, right? Yes. No, there is a Bible verse that I have always loved, and it's in the book of Ecclesiastes. And it says that there is nothing better than for a man to eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of his labor. Two things come out to me. You eat and you drink, you celebrate, and you enjoy. But what are you enjoying? You enjoy the fruit of your labor. So what it means to me is that in order to enjoy something, you have to work, right? It goes hand in hand, one with the other. So if you don't work, you have nothing to enjoy. Now I'm going to share with you quickly what I'm going to call today my journey of success, my journey to success, my journey. Now, persons may look at me and they'll think, oh, she drive car and she have house and everything will go on there. Now, I grew up in a little district called Dobson. Anybody has ever heard of Dobson? Dobson. Colleyville, anybody has ever heard of Colleyville? Alright, so Dobson is about 5 minutes north of Colleyville. It's a poor community. It's a farming community. So most women stayed home and looked after the children and the husbands went out and farmed. My father was a farmer, a poor farmer. He didn't have a big land. He used to go to a little place called Charlotte. That's where his farm was. And he would get up very early in the morning before the sun came out, and he would put the hamper on the donkey we had that was named Iron. We say Iron, you know, it's our bag, it's Iron. And he would go out early and he would work very hard. My mother started out as a preschool teacher, a pre-trained teacher. And after her third child, she went back to school at CTC and she got her diploma in primary education. But we know that teachers don't get a lot of pay, right? So I will say that we were a poor family. I used pit toilet. And it was an old pit toilet because from a barn I see that toilet there. So can you imagine how excited I was when my daddy built a new one with two sides. One for male, one for female. I didn't have running water. We had to go to the pipe to get water. Sometimes walk as far as 30 minutes to get water. We would have drums that we catch water in. We would drink from those drums. We would wash from those drums, cook from them. Sometimes when there was not enough water, we had to go to the spring. Sometimes to wash clothes, sometimes just to carry water. Sometimes we had to go as far as the river, which is like an hour downhill. So we could, get water. I wore hand-me-down clothes, and I still wear hand-me-down clothes. But holes in shoes, we were poor. I ate a lot of chicken and I still don't know what the dentist said to mash up my teeth. But we weren't rich. Chicken was something that you had once in a while. Ice was something that is like luxury for us because we didn't have fridge. We watch a lot of black and white TV. Not because I'm very old and it was only black and white TV in those days. It's because we couldn't afford anything else. We had a black and white TV. My toys, we had to make them. Maybe Christmas you get a little cheap dolly and you try to keep it. Sometimes the body drop off and you put it in a bottle so the dolly could last. My brother had to get up and carry wood in the mornings. We had wood fire. We didn't have stove. Well, we had a little stove, but we couldn't use it because gas was so expensive. I tell you, I don't like mint and ginger tea and then something there. I drank too much of it when I was growing up. Mint, lime leaf tea, lime tea, any bush you could find outside make the tea. So no, I really don't like sugar tea. And for me, breakfast was really that cup of tea and maybe a slice of bread. Sometimes maybe a slice of plantain, a half an egg, something. But the basic was usually bread and a cup of tea. But guess what? We were happy, right? We didn't have much, we were considered poor, but we were happy. So for me, I went to a basic school for 2 years. It's called Buttock Basic School. I started when I was 4 years old. When I was 6, I went to Bryce Primary School. And I think Probably persons would have thought that I was a little bright, a little smart. But life was still hard. I remember, and I don't know if any of you have the skill, but I remember when we had the little exercise books. And if my book finished, I'd have to beg pages from other students' books. So I learned the art of lifting up the stapler and taking it out without it falling apart and putting it into my book and then closing it back. I learned how to sharpen pencil with my teeth because something as simple as a sharpener was expensive for us. I learned to use pencil this short. But guess what? I had to write the work, right? So we had to do it. I learned how to sew from I was very little because when the holes are in the socks, you ain't gonna get a new pair. So I learned to sew it up. I learned to use the elastic band to hold the top of the socks when it is very low. You hold it up and nobody would ever know. We had a shoemaker called Joy. And Joy would have fixed any shoes anytime. Fixing the shoes and fixing the shoes until there was nothing left on the shoes to fix. You see that shoes? See if it's raining? You have to put it in your bag. You can't make it get wet, you know? Because if you don't have another pair to wear tomorrow, and you don't have any fridge to put it behind. No, I remember too when I was in third form, I had a black pair of shoes with a bow on the top. On a Sunday, I would wear that black shoes with the bow to church. But the rest of the week, take off the bow and that becomes my school shoes. You see what had happened is by then, my father was the only parent. I took common entrance at age 10 and I passed for Manchester High School. Woo! Nobody makes that I passed for Manchester High School, but a month before I started high school, my mother died. I was just 10 years old. So life was, it was a rough time. It was rough, but my father and the fathers who are here today, I big you up for even being here, for taking care of your children. I big you up. Today, my father is one of the most proud fathers you could ever find. See, when my mother died, a lot of people said, we take this one, or we take this one. My father said, no, they're my responsibility, and I'm going to take care of them. There were persons who said, Lord, their mother dead, what happened to them? I know. One of them are going to drop out of school, they now come to nothing. You heard a lot of that. But as Dejanay and the group sang, you have to believe in yourself. And you can do anything if you believe in yourself. Is that right? Yes. So I went to Manchester High School, and please, none of you do this when you go to high school. I think I wasted time. I just go and I do the work and I pass it, and I just went again and I do it and I pass it. And at the end of the 5 years, the truth is I didn't do too badly at all. I graduated with credit. I passed 6 out of my 7 subjects with grades 1 and 2 at the time. 3 was not a